Hey Ken, are you going to make that story for Aiden and Bella?
I am. It's going to be a Christmas story. But I had to get some coffee first because I needed coffee in my Oregon cup. It's from Oregon. Hi, Aiden. Hi, Bella. I just wanted to let you know I'm going to be making a story to send you hold on. Oh, that is the best coffee. Just kidding. It's sort of like pretending I have a cup of coffee because I wanted to show you my Oregon cup. Aiden, how are you doing, buddy? Bella, it's almost Christmas Eve. Your mama always called this Christmas Eve Eve. Christmas Eve Eve is like the night before Christmas. Pretty exciting time. I always loved it when I was a kid. I was so excited I couldn't even explain how exciting it was for me. And when your mom was a little girl, Bella, she looked just like you, and she was just a little girl. She was the sweetest little girl. We were driving in the car one day, and it was at Christmas time, and it was snowing outside, and it was real Christmassy, and it was almost Christmas time, and we lived in Ohio. And we were in the car, we were all bundled up. Your mom had a little hat on, she had a little scarf around her neck, she had mittens, and she had a big puffy coat, and she was in the back seat. And everybody else was in the car. And we were going somewhere. I don't know if we were buying Christmas presents or if we were going to the store to get hot chocolate or sugar for cookies or something. And we were driving along through the neighborhood. And everywhere you looked, you could see Christmas lights. And the kids would go, ooh, ah. When they saw a house that had lots of lights, they would say, ooh, ah, ooh, ah. Look at that one. Ooh, ah. And there were so many houses with so many Christmas lights. And that's when your mom in the back seat said, hey, Daddy. And I said, what, Holly? And she said, are all these people Christians? And I said, that's a really good question. Because a lot of people, they kind of like Christmas and they're Christians and they love Jesus because Jesus was born and he came to earth and the angels sang and the shepherds were happy and they told everybody and Mary and Joseph and all of that. But some people, they're just like, it's just a time to overeat and buy Christmas presents and stuff. And they don't really love Jesus, but we do. And don't you wish everybody who had Christmas lights really knew Jesus and really loved him? I guess it's kind of our job. Tell them, everybody that we know, we should tell them about Jesus because it's such a wonderful story. Anyway, that's just an interesting little thing. But anyway, what I was saying, what I was thinking about was this time that we didn't have any money. And so here's the kind of story. Are you listening? Aiden, look at me. Bella, are you paying attention? Thank you. So here's the story. Okay, listen carefully because here's where the story begins. We didn't have very much money one year. We didn't have money for all the Christmas gifts for the kids. We didn't have money for Christmas gifts I couldn't buy a Christmas gift for Grandma. Grandma couldn't buy a Christmas gift for me. But worst of all, we didn't have any money to buy the Christmas gifts for the children. What were we going to do with no Christmas money for Christmas gifts for the children? And what made it worse was we lived out on a dead-end road and we were homeschooling the kids, so they were together all day. And you know what? They were talking to each other and they were saying, oh, you know what I want to buy for Holly? He said, I want to buy this for Kyle. And Kyle said, I want to buy this for Holly. And Anna said, I want to buy this for Heidi. And Heidi said, I want to buy this for Chuck. And I was listening thinking, how are we going to do that? Because they don't have any money. And they're going to ask me for the money to buy presents for each other. And I don't have enough money because we didn't have very much money. Grandma was over in the corner right then because she had a desk or like a table and it had a sewing machine on it. And she worked over there all the time, making crafts and Christmassy stuff. And over there in the corner, you know what she was doing that night? She was making these little ornaments. They were like, I wish I had one to show you. They were like little skier guys made out of a nut with little popsicle sticks for skis and little toothpicks, for poles. And they had like a red scarf around their neck and an acorn for a head. They were really cute. And I said to Grandma, how many of those could you make tomorrow? And she said, I don't know. And I said, well, how long does it take you to make one? How many can you make? I don't remember what she told me. I think she said, well, I could probably make 20 in a day. I think she said that. I'm not sure how many it was. It might have been 20. I go, okay, good. I said, when I come home from work tomorrow, I said, I want you to have 20 of those made, okay? She said, okay. So I got home from work in my little I had a little brown station wagon. I had a cassette player in it. It had Christmas cassettes so that I could always listen to Christmas music because I love listening to Bella, do you like listening to Christmas music? Aiden, you like Christmas music? I love Christmas music. Anyway, and I had a little cassette player, and I drove home. I passed the little clearing, the kids to see my car come by, and then I came in and I said, "Bundle up, guys, bundle up." And they bundled all up, and they put on their hats and their scarves and their gloves and their mittens and their hats and their boots and everything. And then we got those little ornaments in a basket. And then we went driving in town, and we put Christmas music on the cassette player so that we could listen to all this pretty Christmas music. And we lived way out in the country. We drove in town over the river on the Kokosing River and in State Route 36 and into Mount Vernon, Ohio, into the nice end of town where people had lots of money and big houses. Kind of like the house you guys live in right now. Big, beautiful houses, people that had money to buy things. And I said, okay, and we drove up in front. And we stopped at McDonald's, we got cocoa. And then we drove up in front of a big house, and we said to Kyle, he was the oldest, Holly's big brother, and we said to Kyle, we said, hey, okay, I want you to take this up to the door, knock on the door and say, I'm selling Christmas ornaments. And when people ask you, what are you selling Christmas ornaments for? You tell them, well, to buy presents for my brothers and sisters. I have a big family, brothers and sisters. And so the people would buy the Christmas ornaments. And the next night we went back in town. We sold all the ornaments. I said, Grandma, make some more. She made some more. The next time we came in town, and your mom, Holly, was the little girl with curly curls and a puffy coat. And she was really shy. She's very quiet. And Kyle was older, and he was not as shy, but your mom, Holly, she was sort of shy. And I said, why don't we have Kyle go down one side of the street, and Holly, why don't you go down the other side of the street? We could sell twice as many ornaments in half the time. Or the same amount of ornaments in half the time, or twice as many ornaments, And so I remember that night when your mom took the basket, and she was little tiny, and she got then she was all nervous, and she went over on the sidewalk, and she walked up to this big house, and she just knocked on the door, and I waited, and a nice lady opened the door and smiled at her, and she talked. I couldn't tell what she was saying, and pretty soon the lady said, okay, come on in, and she came in. Pretty soon she came back with money, and you know what we did? We sold ornaments. Kyle sold them, and Holly and Uncle Kyle and your mom, Holly, sold them, and Uncle Chuck was little tiny, and he sold a bunch. He was really good at selling, and he sold a bunch. You know what we did? We made so much money that year selling those ornaments that we gave Grandma half the money, and with that money, we bought Christmas presents for all the kids. And we gave the kids half the money, and with that money, they bought Christmas presents for each other. And that year, everybody had really nice Christmas presents that everybody bought for everybody else because we had that idea. And because we went out in the snow and cold every night for 2 or 3 weeks in a row, 2 weeks in a row at least, before Christmas, listening to Christmas music and selling things door to door. Now that's a happy Christmas memory. Are you guys making happy Christmas memories? Send me a video. Tell me all about it. I love you. Merry Christmas.